Hey, I'm Will Choi, and on today's episode, I'm joined by comic, writer, actor, D'Lo.
That's me. Ready to play some pool?
You know what? I'm actually not.
Okay, well, bye.
It's been great.
Pressure is on.
There we go. It's pretty good.
I mean, usually like 6 going.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, riding
It's the
on
cameras,
the,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got this. Oh, so close.
How would you describe yourself?
Artistically, I would say that I'm an actor, writer, comic. Otherwise, I identify as a Tamil Sri Lankan American queer trans artist.
Amazing. When did you start doing comedy, if it was before stand-up?
So I started by doing spoken word and hip hop in college. When I came out to my parents, then it was this whole thing where like they wasn't cool with it, whatever. So then I moved to New York, and I had been studying to be a music producer. So while I was in New York, I was trying to figure out like, how am I gonna make my production career work? But at the same time, I started touring the university college circuit.
As a spoken word?
As spoken word and hip hop. I knew I was super queer when I was little as well, so the way that I deflected people looking at my boy self when I was assigned female at birth was by making jokes and being class clown. And so in 2013, I talked to my partner, Anjali, and we moved from New York to Los Angeles, so I came back. But that was when I started doing more comedy shows, mostly with disoriented comedy and other queer things as well.
What drew you to hip hop?
I already knew that I was gonna at some point have to battle a lot of like intolerance. Watching MCs from New York, the fact that people could articulate their pain, their desire for change, it just like fired me up. I was glued, like I loved hip hop. And one person who was really instrumental, even on a queer tip, was Queen Latifah. Her stance was a way for me to understand what being a masculine woman could look like, where I didn't have to feel like I had to femme out or whatever. I could just be the boy I was, and you know, everybody would know that I was a girl, you know?
You got this. Going from spoken word to stand-up, it seems like that transition is pretty seamless to me. I don't know, was that for you?
I learned the magic of performance through doing spoken word, because I realized that if I said something with a smile and with energy, it got a different take than if I was like more somber or kind of serious when I delivered the piece.
Right.
Telling my jokes became like, how can I hit this with both my body and the text to get a bigger hit?
Yeah.
I think it's just the writing styles that are different, but it all is about how you're getting that thing across. Because you know, you could just read some and it will have a whole different take.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, got it.
See, it almost went in.
It's too hard. Have you seen changes or progress in South Asian American comedy, specifically trans Asian American comedy?
Everybody kind of always goes back to Harold and Kumar because that's what you saw, and like it was like the first time you saw Asian Americans on screen in a way where it wasn't really about their Asianness, right?
Yeah.
But now I feel like I see Asian American work that is comedic all over the map. East Asian to South Asian. What I'm particularly excited about is that so many South Asians who have their own shows are brown.
Yeah.
Like chocolate. Like from Mindy Kaling to Aziz to Hari. That makes my heart go, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like so much of the South Asian narrative has been dictated by a North Indian. I know that there are so many chocolatey, delicious people who are making. Wait, you want to be chocolate now, right? Like the way I say it is chocolatey deliciousness.
I love it.
With the trans folks, I am so happy about Robin Tran, Jess Tom. Also because the perspectives from everybody are so vastly different, because All the perspectives are gonna be different. I'm just excited with everybody's perspectives. Even if they're not talking about trans stuff, I'm like, yeah, thank the Lord. Like, you get to say whatever the hell you wanna say, you know?
Yeah. Oh, God. What's some advice that you would want to pass on to someone that's starting comedy?
I think that everybody should make art a regular practice in their life. Even if you're not an artist, because by us not being able to express ourselves, we're slowly killing the beautiful small bits that are still there that the world hasn't had like smashed already.
Yeah.
Your perspective matters. And if you come with your heart and your intention to make a world that looks better for everybody, to make sure that everybody can just walk down the street and not be afraid of being bashed, shot, killed, then you need to speak up. You need to channel that into your writing, your comedy, your whatever. Whatever role you have is not small. It's big. You have to own the responsibility of being an active citizen.
Yeah.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.